Hi everybody, I'm Morley Scott along with Dave Campbell. Happy Halloween to everybody. Have a safe weekend and don't forget to enjoy the Eskimo game. It's the final game of the regular season. The Eskimos and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. You can hear it on 6:30 CHED. 3 o'clock for the kickoff, 1:30 for the pregame show. And Dave, with a record of 3-14 going into the game, the Eskimos need a win to avoid a dubious team record.
That's right. 15 losses would be a franchise record, be the worst team in Eskimo history, and that's just something you want to avoid. So when you're looking at motivation for this game, I mean, there's several things you can look at. There's jobs on the line for next year, of course. There's the fact the Eskimos haven't beaten a Western opponent, and the fact you just don't want to be the worst team in Eskimo history.
And on the Saskatchewan side of things, a chance for the Riders to have a 12-win season, and they're really their last chance to tune up and prepare for the playoffs. They're going to host Calgary in the Western semifinal next weekend, so it's a pretty important game for them, but they might be resting some regulars.
Yeah, it looks like Darian Durant won't play. He'll dress, but won't play. Drew Willie will likely get the start, and Corey Sheets, don't know if he'll dress or if he probably won't play. Chris Garrett will play, former Winnipeg Blue Bombers, so chance for them to rest up some personnel, but it's only a 42-man roster, right? So it's not like the preseason where you can have 70 players and substituting at will. So, but there's some key personnel that will be rested for sure for Saskatchewan as they get ready for the West semifinal next week against the Lions.
Now, for the Eskimos, this is a meaningless game in the standings, but talk to the players. Every one of them, to a man, will say it's not a meaningless game. It's still important.
Talked to Fred Stamps about that yesterday or this week, and he said there's no such thing as meaningless game. You have to have your focus. You have to be sharp. It's been a pretty good room this year. It's been a team with character. They've battled very, very hard. But this is going to be a challenge because there's a lot of players that have flights booked for Monday or Tuesday. But you gotta come out and be a professional. Shema Chambers talked about that. You got to be a pro. You have to approach this game the same as if you're in the playoffs. Obviously, the edge isn't quite there, but it's still a game for 2 points, and it's a game that will give you a win to end the season.
And it's the final game of the year, and then after that, the interesting stuff will start with what we expect to be a very interesting offseason for the Eskimos.
Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's all I got to say.
First, though, tune in on Saturday afternoon, 1:30 for the pregame show, 3 o'clock for the kickoff. The Eskimos and the Saskatchewan Roughriders from Regina. Have a great Halloween weekend, everybody.